The Bit of Red were still awaiting their first league win of the season, but they went into the game encouraged by 2 consecutive draws.
Sligo in those familiar red shirts. And it's sent forward by Rodden. And here's Janai Gordon, and denied by Mark McNulty, who got his body in the way. A good save at his near post. Dave Robertson will be hoping for an improvement today after that drubbing at Bray last week. Here comes Stephen Dooley. And Dooley still. And a good stop by Schlingerman. Restored to the goalkeeping position today after injury. Rain teeming down here. Here comes Kevin O'Connor on the overlap, and he's got past Adebayo rolling, and it's saved at the near post by Schlingerman again. Well, he's been the busier of the 2 goalkeepers. Colin Healy swings it in. Shepherd with the header. Sligo struggling to get it away. It's off the post. Oh, that was really close. Kenny Brown, who'd gone forward from the back. Sligo Rovers so much better since the interval, and that's a fine effort by Kieran Sadler, singeing the fingers of McNulty. Carl Shepherd goes down. Collision with the goalkeeper. Referee says penalty. Robert Harvey had no hesitation. Schlingerman came right to the edge of his area. So a chance for Maguire. And it's an easy stop. Schlingerman goes down to save. The home fans relieved. It stays scoreless. Liam Martin keeping his balance well. The pull back to Keohane, half blocked, as was the follow-up. City's goal leading a charmed existence. Can Cork City find the goal that could separate the teams? Shepherd, brilliant block. Wonderful defending to deny the former Everton player. Here comes Rodden. And now Sadler. Dangerous cross. Martin! Wow, that was only about a foot wide. The rain continuing to fall here in Sligo, but still neither side able to find the net. Here comes Martin, and out comes McNulty. And that's surely going to be a yellow card, and it is, for the Cork City keeper. Question is, was he denying a goal-scoring chance with 10 minutes to go? And now it's all over, and it's honours even in the showgrounds. Big improvement for Sligo, a setback for Cork City.
For me, it's a good point. I would have liked 3. I'm sure John Caulfield would have liked 3. But we've had a strong Cork City side here, and we've come away with a point. We've only been beaten once in 4 games here at the Showgrounds this season.
Obviously, the penalty miss, from our point of view, you know, was a big moment because it would have put us ahead. But we had good opportunities, and the score we didn't. But in fairness to Sligo, they had chances as well. So overall, probably a draw was fair enough.
Well, that was the first scoreless draw of the league season. Not bad considering there were 33 matches played up until that one kicked off on Saturday. Alan, you were a little critical of Sligo in the early stages of the season. You were there on Saturday night to see that game. Anything you saw there that gave you a little bit more encouragement or changed your mind?
It was certainly a marked improvement on what I'd seen the week before out in Bray, but that wouldn't have been hard, Peter, after losing 4-0. In terms of effort, endeavour, work rate, energy, passion, all the things you would associate with a Sligo Rovers team, all that was there to be seen. Probably lacked a little bit of quality, but that will come. And you look at I actually, last night, I just was looking at the ages of the teams in the starting 11, and they played really well on Saturday night, you have to say, and the least they deserved was a point. They could have actually nicked it. They fully deserved the point. And I think, to be fair to John Caulfield, he actually said that in his interview as well. But you're looking at the back 3. 3 19-year-olds in the back 3. Toby Dowling, obviously. Gary Boylan, who made his first start of the season. I thought he was excellent on the night. And Regan Donnell as well, left full, 19 years of age. And this was my point about Sligo at the start, in Dave Robertson underestimating the league. I felt he did, because you're coming into a league with a team with a lot of young players who he all signed, who had just escaped relegation last year by the skin of their teeth, and he was talking about the brand of football and the attractive football, and that's all good and well. We all want to play a lovely brand of football, but particularly in the first 6 to 8 weeks in this league, when you see the weather, the pitches, you have to compete first and foremost, Peter. And I think the message he was sending out was wrong. He should have been saying, if I can consolidate a position with the young lads that I have, trying to build something, and obviously as the season goes on, these lads will gain more and more experience in the league, and eventually then we can build on to something maybe next year or that. And I felt the message was wrong. But certainly what they done on Saturday night, you couldn't fault them at all. The only little kind of negative I would have, they've still only scored 2 league goals out of 6 games, and that will be a major concern for them. And one of those was a fluke.
Yeah, but I think so far, I think everybody agrees at this stage, there's no shortage of endeavour from this current Sligo Rovers side, and they're also playing for the manager, which is good from his point of view. Let's talk a little bit about Cork City, Richie, because there are those who will argue that if Cork City are serious title contenders this year, they've got to be going to a place like Sligo, to a young team like that, and winning. What would your view be?
I think if I was in that Cork squad, in that team, getting on the bus going home would have really hurt me, knowing that we dropped 2 points. Not so much how the game went, but if you were to look at the team lineup beforehand, you see the age profile of the Sligo squad. We were at Parade the previous week. The most confidence-wise be on the floor. Managers, probably questions are being asked about him already. So you would assume a squad with the experience that the Cork have, or the ambitions that they have this season, they'd be saying, right, let's go out and bully these. Let's be ruthless. Let's kill them. And they sniff blood at the start and go, let's roll these over. They're kids. So absolutely well done to Sligo for putting up the performance they did, but you'd have to be critical of Cork for coming away there.
But also, we've got to keep in mind that Cork City went to Oriel Park, the home of the champions, and they got 3 points there.
But they did, and that's all the more reason, Peter, to go to Sligo. On the back of that win, they should have been full of confidence, and to go to Sligo, as Richie said, haven't won a game this season. Couple of injuries as well, young lads, they should have really come out from the gung-ho.
So what was the missing ingredient?
Well, I felt like, I think Cork are stuck between a rock and a hard place, because we criticised John last year in terms of the football that they played, that when they go away from home they're negative, and I don't think they need to be negative because of the players firstly they had last year, and also the resources they have. They should be capable of going to any ground in the country and beating teams, dominating possession, but they don't control games, Peter, and this is the point. John said he signed players now to come out and play. I didn't see much of it on Saturday night. Now Greg Bulger was missing, who would make a huge difference, but you look at Owen O'Connell, who was excellent on the night, really classy footballer, Kenny Brown coming out with the ball, but they're not offered, there's no options for them when it goes into the midfield. They also have a problem in the 10 position, because you're looking at the other night, they played Stephen Beattie. So far in the 5 games that Cork have played, they've played 4 different players in that position, and I don't think John knows himself who he should be playing in that position, and they have a real problem there, because you look at the likes of Dundalk with Finn and McElhaney, and the players that Cork have for that position are nowhere near that level.
A final point from you, Richie?
Just on Sligo, actually, you'd imagine the boost the dressing room has on the back of that result. It's a bold strategy to send a team out that young, and they're not missing that many injuries from really
Clancy
senior
was the only one.
Yeah, Pearce, mate. There's a couple that might have gotten in that team, so he's deliberately gone out and put together a young squad, which is a ballsy thing to do in this league.
It certainly is. Well, they've got 3 points so far, 3 draws, still awaiting that first win. But Sligo Rovers weren't the only ones awaiting that first win this weekend.